Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cactus Patch. I'm your host, Glitch Cactus, but you can call me Cactus. And today we have a very exciting episode for all of you. Today we're going to be talking about Paddling Pool 300, and who else better to have to talk about this event than Dapple Productions' very own Alice. Alice, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing great. It's a nice Sunday. I'm off from work for the rest of the year. I'm feeling great.
Well, that must be so nice to be off work. You get to relax the end of the month. That's so
It is.
nice. I'm jealous.
Oh, don't be.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Alice, a trans girl from Germany, main TO of all of Dapple Productions, basically, owner of Dapple Productions, creator of Dapple Productions, and actually the creator with someone else of Paddling Pool.
What kind of I'm curious. So, what kind of got you into I also want to know how you got into TOing, but what got you into Splatoon in general? Like, take me way back to when you
Oh
maybe
god.
first saw this game and you were like, I want to do something with that.
Oh my goodness, what are you asking? Well,
The fun
let's I
questions.
wait. I remember. Splatoon 1 came out on the Wii U, of course.
Mhm.
Um, and I remember I was in how's that called in English? The school you have beside work. Like you go to work, you go to school beside that to learn more about your job. Uh, Whatever.
Yeah.
I was there, and it came on when it was a summer. It was summer. I'm sure about that. It was summer. I got the edition with the amiibo in it,
Mhm.
like the View edition with the special edition with the amiibo, and yeah, I got into it. I just like was like, yeah, it looks nice. It looks like a new cool game, and I enjoyed playing it, but I didn't enjoy it too much. I wasn't the best. I was just playing it for like I don't know a few months with friends I already knew and stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing special. I then took a break over like summer was over, it was winter, I didn't touch the game again. And then in February, March, April of the next year. I think it was 2017. 17 it should be, I think.
Mhm.
Um, I got back into the game, tried to play again, realized I'm not that shitty in it. And and then I informed myself about competitive. Um, with squid boards, actually. That was still around that time. And I went to Squidboards, found a group of people called Squid Wars. I liked Splatoon, I liked Star Wars. Um,
It was
yeah.
a good combo. I like that.
This this was even before I knew what Discord was. So how did I got together with those people? I got into a WhatsApp group with them.
Oh, WhatsApp. I forgot all about that.
It was before Discord. Like it was like I think Discord was still around, but I knew nothing about it.
Yeah, I think
Like
it was
I
new
didn't.
around then because everyone still used Skype
Yes.
back then, or even like this app Kick. This is all like
Oh, God,
pre-Discord.
Kick. Oh, good. Don't tell me about Kick, please. Ugh.
Yeah.
Um, and so I got together with those people, started playing, and like they were a casual group, but some of them wanted to play competitive.
Mhm.
So instead of just a casual group, we created a team. Squid was competitive.
Love it, love it.
SWC. And then it went to each other. We kept on playing. We participated in some tournaments, never got far really. Had internal drama, met people. Then I got friends with really good, like with people, really good friends. I met them in real life as well. Over 2017, 2018. Then Splatoon 2 released. And we created a team out of Squid Wars competitive called Umi.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you ever talk with Zari, one of our um commentators, she was actually in that team with me.
Wow, I love that. It stayed full circle still.
Yes, it did. And then with Splatoon 2, the team kinda broke apart,
Mm-hmm.
and I got the motivation to TO as well, like to make something,
Yeah.
not just be like a co-captain of a team, but to make something. And back in that day, there were not many tournaments. There were
Mm-hmm.
not many weeklies. There were not many weekend tournaments as well. And that got me into that was basically how I got from like first of the game I got into TOing basically.
That's awesome. So okay, so you're a Splatoon 1 veteran. That's awesome.
Yeah, actually.
Do you
From the very first day, basically.
Yeah. So you said mentioned Splatoon 1, you mentioned Splatoon 2. Do you still like kind of casually sometimes play Splatoon 3?
Like if I should play it.
Yeah, like I know like you TO and I'm sure you have,
Mhm.
but I'm curious like do you also just like sometimes like pop up Splatoon 3? I'm like, yeah, I'll play today.
Actually, I gotta honestly say no, I don't.
So you know what? That's understandable. Honestly, I could totally get that. So, what was the first event that you recall running when you started doing tournaments or started hosting tournaments in the Splatoon 1 2 era?
Okay, I didn't host in Splatoon 1 and
Mhm.
was not with any TOs back there.
Okay.
The question is right now, if with what I started, I think the first thing I did was, and if any EU veteran player is listening to this right now, they're gonna remember this. I think it was I helped run Sea Scraper before I started with anything else. That was the first thing I helped run before I made my own thing, I think.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure if everyone who like listens to this is like, oh my god, Seed Scraper, I remember that. With the very, very, very great TO Lava Leaf, which is still a very great TO. It's not anymore in the Splatoon company, but bless them, they were a really good TO.
Just for my own curiosity, was what were like these events hosted on? Because like nowadays, we have the Sendus, we have the Start GGs, we have the one of my Battle Fives. Like, what was like these tournaments back then hosted on?
Challenge.
Challenge. Okay.
I started running everything I did on Challenge because it's the one I knew most.
Yeah.
And if Sendu wouldn't be around, I would still run everything on Challenge.
Is it like smoother? Is it like an easier, like TO friendly process?
It's just, I think for me, it's not really easier to use as a TO, I think, but it's really friendlier to understand. It
Okay.
like has the minimum stuff,
Yeah.
but in a way, that's what you just need for something like this. You just need the minimum. You don't need like an over complicated thing. You just run with the minimum, and then you're good, basically.
Yeah, that's honestly completely fair. I feel like I know like battle fight's always a challenge for both ends, both TOs and um players. So knowing that challenge is like gives the bare minimum, but that's sometimes that's all you need. It's perfect.
Yep. Um, but I think yeah, C-Square was the first one I did, like helped, and
Mhm.
the first one I actually run is paddling pool.
So how did you get the name paddling pool?
It wasn't my idea, it was Glacey's idea, I think, because I'm
Okay.
really, 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 really bad at naming stuff.
I feel that.
Um, I think what we thought about is like, yeah, it's like a new tournament,
Mhm.
and we were like, so yeah, we were like thinking about it, like we were both German, we were thinking about, yeah, what's the name, and we're like, yeah, paddling pool. Okay, good, done.
Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. Okay. And how do you remember how that first paddling pool went?
Oh God.
If not, it's okay because
Oh
I know
no,
that
I don't
that's
I don't
almost
remember
300
that.
away. So
The only thing I remember is I think Suspense won. It was a French team that played a lot of paddling pools in their time.
okay.
Um, I think they won the first one, I think. Might be wrong, but should be right, yeah.
Okay, very nice. So you host your first paddling pool. Things I
Yes.
assume probably go well, and
It did.
it did. Okay, good. Because I know, like, I feel like back then it was a hit or miss if you had a smooth process or not.
I mean, I felt like it. Like I don't really remember, but I have any bad memories towards it.
Yeah,
So
and I assume like you just enjoyed it to the point where you're like, so then was paddling pool always hosted as a weekly, or was it like whenever you were able to back then?
oh, it was a weekly from the very beginning.
Okay, nice.
Basically, I started running paddling pool and planned my days, Wednesdays, all around running paddling pool.
Okay, very nice. And did paddling pool come before or after the creation of Dapple Productions?
Way before.
Way
Way
before.
before.
Okay. So what was kind of the transition point to I'm hosting this weekly to I want to make an org?
Oh God, oh God, oh God. Okay, basically that's a longer story. So back in the day, we're talking about 2019,
Hmm.
around that time when paddling pool first ran. Um, I also run other stuff. I made another bi-weekly on Thursdays, the Over Tournament series, which was over like how were they called? Over Towered was the tower one.
Hmm. I think this was like right before my time into the competitive, so
Over Zone was the Zone one. Reigned Over was the Rainmaker one. And we also made the one for Clamblitz. But that another commentator from us called Genie pretty much remembers that one as well. That's where I kinda got towards him as well, where we got introduced to each other on that part. The person running that event back in the time where I took it basically was also the person who designed the paddling pool logo.
okay.
YOBB. I don't know if they're still in the community or not, but yeah, that was another weekly that ran.
Mm.
Or like bi-weekly in the end. Like it was weekly first and bi-weekly on Thursdays, basically. Um, Then the next thing I did was Saturday morning coffee. Something also some of the veterans listening to this might remember. That was a tournament I also took from someone who, like, I think it started in Splatoon 1, but was on a break then.
Mhm.
And I kind of like asked like hey, I'm an upcoming TO, blah blah blah. I run this. Can I like just take everything you have and keep running it basically? And they agreed. And then I was running Saturday morning coffee, which was in the morning for NA people.
Okay.
That might because it was Carter to like NA plays in the morning. That was the gimmick of it. Like for EU, it's just an evening tournament, but it
Yeah.
was for America plays in the morning. So it was their Saturday morning coffee. That tournament got picked up by Endgame TV. I
Oh,
think you
wow.
still remember them, maybe.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. They got picked up by Endgame TV, and I got picked up with Endgame TV. So me and Glacy, who did run Saturday morning coffee back in that time, got picked up by Endgame TV, the org, and we're running tournaments for them. In that time we created several other tournaments. We created like Saturday morning coffee got a complete rebrand and was running under Endgame TV with a pretty good stream. We created House of Horrors, which was Glacy's idea, which was basically a tournament that should be bad. It was a tournament that explicitly should be bad. The worst maps and modes, the worst format possible, and that's how it is. And it was run on Halloween about that. That was really good. And the tournament, I'm still very proud of that it runs to this day,
Mhm.
which was created under Endgame TV, is the Girls Duo Cup. Which I took after the Endgame TV breakdown. I took with myself towards Dapple Production, basically.
Mhm. Okay, very nice.
Okay, so I was doing all that stuff
Yeah.
for several years. I was doing all that stuff, and I had really fun. Girls do a cup, yeah, pet. Um, I was running all that stuff, and the time went on, and it was 2000, the beginning of 2020. I kinda explored something else for me, because at this time I was literally only in the Splatoon space
Mhm.
and only like interacting with Splatoon people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I discovered something that should become an insanely big part of my life, which is Final Fantasy XIV, the MMO. I started playing it on the 1st of January 2020,
Mhm.
and the more I played of it, the more I realized how much I love this game. And I still love it to this day. And it is my Twitch channel. That's like I can say whatever I want, because play Final Fantasy 14. Okay. Anyway. Um, um, I played the game, and then I realized, damn, I really love this game.
Mhm.
But I can't play it that much because of Splatoon, because I have my responsibilities.
Yeah.
And it was before Paddling Pool 100. I think. Yeah, I came back for Paddling Pool 100. It was that is somewhere before. I don't know when, but it was especially before it, where I literally said, okay, I'm I don't want the time anymore to run Splatoon tournaments, and gave all my tournaments to someone else. I gave Paddling Pool to Clacy and Pinky and Het at that time. I gave no, Clacy was out. already. I think it gave it to Pat, and I gave it to Het. Yeah, Het. I gave it to. I gave Saturday Morning Coffee completely to Endgame TV that they can continue or not it. And Girls Duo Cup was on a break there for then. And I just dipped. I was like, okay, guys, I'm out. I want to play Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
Bye. This was for quite some time. I can't really remember how long. Let me just check on Dapple when I created Dapple Productions servers. I think the About Dapple Production was no, that was in August. Roles was in August as well. When the welcome message is the old one. No, that's also in August. Okay, in August where we had a rebrand. Sadly, I don't know. Okay, I think it was in February of 2021, where I slowly got back to Splatoon.
Okay.
Because there were in that time there were also less tournaments again. And it just felt like it was going a bit downhill from that.
Yeah.
And what I did basically, I was talking with Het at that time. I was jokingly telling him like, so if I ever gonna come back, I just gonna come back if I make an organization called Dapple Productions.
Yeah.
Because first, I'm really bad at naming stuff, which I already mentioned. Second, I really and still love to this day Dapple Dualies.
Yeah.
And I was jokingly saying like, okay, I just come back with this organization and stuff if we have a stream and stuff and blah blah blah. So, and at this time I also didn't plan to actually take existing tournaments into this. It should be completely new.
Yeah.
All the tournaments that should be in Dapple Production should be new tournaments. So there was no zones only tournament, and I created Triton Cup because there was no zones only tournament at the European time zone, for example. And Friday was free at this time, so Triton Cup got introduced, and other tournaments got introduced that time that didn't survive. And this was basically how Dapple Production came to be. It was just like, okay, if I gonna come back, which I said like, okay, I can come back because I got a lot of what I wanted and stuff. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna come back, but I create the organization. And the organization was created and everything went middle. It didn't went super good.
Yeah.
Like Double Production was something, but it wasn't at that point where it is today. Now, of course. What basically happened was in August of the same year of 2021, it was kinda on a bad. Double Production was suffering. But then I got someone into Dapple Production that completely flooded myself with new ideas, with better ideas, and made me not stand alone on the top, but like that I had someone else. It was someone I knew from beforehand, which I knew was a good TO. I remember something. Wait, also remembered something. And that was Pinky. Pinky got into Dapple Productions with a lot of new ideas, with a ton of new ideas, with really good ideas. Told me that some of my ideas were bullshit. And then when we became really good friends as well with that. Like we know each other, but we became really good friends with that.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really glad about this because I think if Pinky wouldn't have joined, Dapple Productions wouldn't be at that place where it is right now. Also, there's a fun fact about Triton Cup. I'm not sure how versed you are with Greek mythology.
I have a little bit of knowledge, not too much, tiny bit.
I mean, you know Triton, like you know Triton, the god of the sea,
Yeah.
and there's also Poseidon.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, um, Pinky used to run a tournament on Fridays called Poseidon Cup. And we used that same server. It is still the same server. And we branded it to Triton Cup and included it and made it a Dapple Productions tournament.
No way. I love that. The Sidon Cup became Triton Cup as it
Exactly.
came
It's the same.
over.
Like if you really, 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 really far scroll up into Triton Cup, you can still see the old stuff.
I might have to do a little bit of backlogging. That sounds so cool.
I mean, that's really much inside info. Like you wouldn't know that if no one's telling you, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how Dapple Productions came to be. With the rebranding, when Pinky joined, we included paddling pool,
Hmm.
and afterwards we included Squid Junction as well, which was also an existing tournament which we got into Dapple Productions. Yeah, that's how Dapple Production came to be for me just being a TO.
That's awesome. It really came a long way. Don't think I was
It is.
expecting it to be like so, like to me, like I guess recent is like after the 2020 era. So that's so cool to know like the story behind Dapple and how it came to be. So what would you say? And like you, of course, this is like a, I guess kind of a broad question because there's so many years of experience you have doing being in Dapple Productions and TOing in general. But if you could like summary up, what is or what are some of your favorite parts of being like a TO versus like your not so favorite parts?
Oh God. Um, that's a really good question. I mean, like, I don't think I have anything against TOing. Like, if there's like, hmm.
And I know there's like different eras you could think of. So maybe like obviously now things might be different because you have a lot of like help around. You have a lot of people that are like have a
Yeah.
lot of good mindsets. Maybe like before then, right? Before you had all the team that you do have now. Like what were some like struggles as a TO you faced?
When I first started Apple Production, I wanted to do anything alone. That was kind of a problem
Mhm.
because I wanted it. Like I still like, even if like people say like, do you really? And I go, yes, I still want it. Um, which I am at to this day still a little bit of it. That kept inside me. But yeah, I think the favorite stuff is just like seeing the events roll, basically, or
Mhm.
just like seeing the stream roll, seeing the people enjoy it, the posts afterwards, like after special tournaments as well, like 20XX, like Girls Duo Cup.
Mhm.
Where actually like, everyone is just happy and stuff. I think there's nothing else that tops this, basically. Or just like being recognized by Nintendo as well. Um, of course, a bad thing about it is, and you have to mention that, is that just the freaking time you have to put into this,
Yeah.
and that you can't just say, no, I do it tomorrow. No, you have to do it, or like it's not gonna be good.
Yeah. You
Like
can't
I
stall.
mentioned, when I started paddling pool, I still was in my apprenticeship.
Mhm.
And basically, I had to plan my Wednesdays around running paddling pool because I was still traveling to the train to work at that time, basically. So I got home at like it was running at paddling pool is running at 7 p.m. It always has been. Running at 7 p.m. I got home at 5, quickly eat, quickly shower, open, check in, still have to do the checking manually because it was on challenge, it wasn't on Sendu, there wasn't, and you had to manually do the check-in with ticking all the teams.
Yeah.
And so I literally had to plan my day, or like evening around running paddling pool. That was one of the minor things, I would say, but it was still fun.
Yeah. As long as you still had a good time doing it.
Yes, I had and still do.
So paddling pool is closer. So it's crazy. First of all, crazy timing that paddling pool 300 is really going to be on January 1st of the new year. Um, did you ever think it
Yeah.
would get this far?
No, no, I don't. I mean, as I left the community for a bit, my
Hmm.
only demand was that paddling pool wouldn't stop.
Yeah. Okay.
That was my only demand towards the TOs. That whatever happens, you can do whatever you want, but paddling pool shouldn't stop.
Yeah.
That was my only demand, and this is my demand to this day, basically. Um, there was some high times, some low times where I really thought like, that's really not many people entering.
Hmm.
But yeah, it went this far. Weeks go by, actually.
I imagine for you it must have felt like just yesterday you were like celebrating your first paddling pool, your first 10, and now it's like 300. We're already here.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Did you ever do anything like anything other special for like paddling 100 or 200 like you are doing for paddling 300?
Um, Paddling Pool 100 was a money event
Mhm.
where we actually put a lot of, like, the TOs put a lot of money into it. I think I actually gave 100 euros
Okay.
um to give out. I think Lions Rogue won that one. Or just or a pickup of it. Like I think Gray won it. I'm sure that Gray won it, but I'm not sure if other ones won it as well.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Gray won it. Um and this will go off Final Fantasy 14 to make sure paddling runs. I don't think people outside Dapple Prod realize how much that means. Oh yeah, Pat is so right with that. Oh, with that is Pat is so correct with that. Like people can't make out how much it means for me to get off Final Fantasy 14 to one. Anyway, Paddling Pool 100 was a money event,
Mhm.
which I think we started running the golden events, which are always the number like 10, 20, 30, 40.
Yeah, yeah,
With
yeah.
like we run it, I think we started around 70 to 80, where
Mhm.
we started like the special paddling pools with the golden paddling pools as we call it.
Yeah.
Um, of course, 100 was really special for us, where I came out of my hiatus and helped running it, basically, gave money as well for it. And it was a big success, I'd say. I think Paddling Pool 200 was less special. I don't really remember what we did there. I can't recall anything special except it being a golden paddling pool.
Mhm.
And yeah, but yeah, every 10 tens is a golden paddling pool, and we kept with that.
That's awesome. That's so cool. So, what was like who came up with the idea to do like a golden paddling pool for like when it's like an evened out number?
I have no idea. I can't remember.
That's
No
fair.
clue.
I figured it was a long shot.
Nope. No, can't recall it. No idea who came up with the golden idea.
No problem. It's still really cool though to like have like every 10 paddling pools you have like a golden one that like I think now it doesn't have like a golden Sendu badge too for it I think instead of the regular. Um
Yes,
so
but
that's
it came
really
up with it.
cool. So
Pat is keeping us up to date. Padding Pool 200 had a prize pool and an extra opening with, I mean, early registration opening. I see. Okay.
okay.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. We made like I think we also made a trailer for it and stuff because it was like, hey, this is 200. This is cool. Yeah, it was a prize pool and stuff. I remember that.
I'm gonna have to do
Now I
research because I want
remember.
to see the old trailers now myself.
Well, you can ask Pinky of that, I think.
Uh,
Pinky still might have them.
I'll have to reach out. I'll have to reach out if I don't find it on my own because I feel like that'd be so cool to like also just see like the also the creative difference between them from like 200 to 300, 100 to 300.
100 had a trailer. 100 had a trailer.
Okay, it
I'm
was just like
sure
an
of it.
announcement. Okay,
Because it was too small.
that's fair. So where did the idea for Paladin 300 um for the organization to raise money for come from?
It came like me and Pinky were talking about making the event special.
Mm-hmm.
And like, but we didn't want to just throw money on it
Yeah.
because we thought it just wouldn't be special, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, it's special that it has a prize pool and stuff, but it would just be another money event. It would just be like a money event, and that wouldn't make it too special. Um, then Trump won,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, hey, wait a second. Now, especially LGBTQ plus people in America need any help they can get. And then it was safe for me that we said like, hey, uh, we make it a charity event for LGBTQ plus people because the community is really big with that,
Yeah.
and it was important for me, for myself, to do something, like just to do something. I
Yeah.
couldn't just shut up. I wanted to do something to help people, even though I'm living in Germany, in Europe. I don't have anything to do with the country, especially its politics. But I wanted to do something, and with this, I felt like we could do something.
Yeah. That's awesome. And what kind of so I'm sure there was different. Was there like, did you already have the Trevor Project in mind when thinking of that, or were there other like organizations you or that you were thinking of that you could go with?
Mm, Nah, we just had that. We just had
Okay,
that
cool.
only.
Figure I'd ask because I feel like sometimes it's like sometimes people don't know which one they want to do, and like it always takes someone that with the extra push, like we should do this one. So, but that's cool that
I
was like
feel
the
like this
big
is
go to.
like I feel like that's the best one, really. Like
Yeah.
the one I like feeling like the one I trust the most as
Mm-hmm.
well.
I feel like it's the one most people are familiar with too, so that helped a lot.
Yeah,
Do you have any big hopes for paddling pool 300?
big hopes. A good number of teams, like always,
Yeah.
and of course, good ways of money. Like if there's money for charity, especially, that we at least hit the goal of 300. Um,
I love that the goal is the number of paddling pools.
yeah, we made it extra. We made
I
that. We
love
made it.
that.
That's of course extra.
Yeah. So with paddling pool coming this far to 300, I mean, is there anything that you hope paddling pool as an event as a whole gets to accomplish over time, or is it kind of at its best that you feel it can be?
The only thing I want for this tournament is to be one every Wednesday. Nothing else. No matter
Fair,
how many
yeah.
teams there are, it is one Wednesday, and it's gonna be when that time. It's gonna be when. No
Yeah.
matter what happens, it's gonna be when. That's the only thing I want for this tournament.
Hmm. There's never been a time where you ever had to like reschedule one, right? Or like change the time of one? Like it's always been the same time, same place, same day?
It's been always on Wednesday, 7 p.m. I think over the course of those weeks, I think we had a maximum of 5 weeks where it didn't run.
Okay. That's so
It was
impressive though.
once the first one that didn't run. Oh God, I have to laugh. Was when my ex broke up with me. And
That's
I was
so
like, nah,
valid.
I can't run a tournament today. and and another one was like when I think we did like a winter break once. Like in between the years where we didn't run it once because we just took a winter break. That
Hmm.
was when Wednesday where it didn't run. And um I think we just had to schedule one or two because not enough signups. Something around the beginning of like 10 to 30 or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, I think, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of agree with Pat. Only five or so missed in like a 6 year span is insane. Like that's
It
so
is.
cool.
I know, right? And I'm really proud of that.
Like I feel like there's not a lot of like first of all like there's not a lot of events in general and like many games, especially Splatoon, that have one lasted that long, but to rarely ever miss any
Yeah.
or change your schedule for it or like pick another day or time, like that is so impressive. Like that's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, I really love that it's like this. Like I never stopped. I like if it's no matter what's on that day, I run it. Like to this year's it's on the 25th as well. I'm gonna run it. It's no problem for me. I'm gonna run it easy. Boo. Paddling pool. And if there's just 5 teams, it's ran.
Yeah.
Done.
It'll be a fun short paddling pool, but it'll be enjoyable knowing that it's still ran.
Yeah. And that's like what I want with it. Like you can plan yourself with it. Like no matter what tournament is run or is not run, you know there is paddling pool on a Wednesday. And I
Hmm.
think that's also one of the things that made it this remembered and like played in and talked about because it is every week. There is no chance it's not. It just is. There is it.
Yeah.
And you can plan yourself like, hey, I want to make a team. I want to play paddling pool. Are you free Wednesday and 7 p.m.? Like you can plan around it. And I really like that.
Yeah, it's always consistent and you know it's gonna be there, so it's so easy to be like and so I feel like it's also such a staple too in the community that like if like people just be like, oh, you're free for paddling pool, you don't have to say what time. Because everyone just knows.
I think like, and I really like that quote. I think like Popgun in the podcast once said like, even if the universe stops, you know paddling pool is still run on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think Popgun said it in the podcast. Yeah. It's like no matter what happens, it's gotta be run on a Wednesday.
There are three certain things in life, and Pat already listed it. There's death, taxes, and paddling pool.
Basically.
I now this is probably like I think I already know the answer, but you've never played in your own paddling pool, right?
I did.
Oh, you have.
I have. Yes, I have. At the very beginning, I always played I played and TO'd in paddling pool.
That's
The
incredible.
only rule I had was I'm not TOing my own matches.
Hmm.
If there was a dispute in the matches I was playing in, someone else
Yeah,
take the dispute because I'm not TOing my own matches.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it is. I thought about that as well.
Yeah. So, do you think you'll ever come back to play another paddling pool just for fun?
Nah, nah, I
Fair.
don't think so.
That's fair. Wow, so you've played in your own paddling pools. We've had all the way up to 300. This is incredible.
I mean, I think we also like the team was called. Mm, I have to check my own Zendo. Zendo. Oh, I'm locked out. No, wait. Search Alice. There's too many Alice here. Yeah, paddling pool 11 and 13. I got third with the team Misaki.
That's awesome. Are any of those players still around today?
Het was in it.
Oh,
Yeah, Het and the Mole. The Mole might still be around in UK tournaments.
that's cool. That's pretty awesome. It's so crazy thinking about like how long ago some of those were, and like thinking of like what players are still playing to this day. I wonder.
Yeah.
Alright, well, Alice, I think that's everything I personally could think about to ask about paddling pool and just your journey into Splatoon
Mhm.
and the competitive scene. Um, I want to give you this opportunity to say whatever else you would like, to shout out whoever you would love to shout out. The floor is completely yours, so feel free.
Oh God. I'm yapping or what?
It's okay, you're allowed
No,
to
no.
yap. It's not like you own this channel.
Oh yeah, true. I own this. Oh. No, I don't know. It's still surreal for me that the Dapple Productions is like was just like a stupid idea of me. Basically, it was like, yeah. So if I come back, I call it Dapple Productions. Lol. Like it's literally vote to head. Like lol. Like gonna call it like that. And then was like, hey, do you remember that idea I had? And like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Do you know who created the logo for Dapple Productions?
The logo of Dapple Productions is created by my ex called Chisan.
Okay.
She's artist, past player as well. She's still around something, not much anymore in the
Mm-hmm.
Splatoon community, but like we broke up long ago, but I'm still really good friends with her. She was the first artist like I knew and contacted um with that stuff, and yeah, she made that logo.
Awesome. That's so
It was just
cool.
like I needed apple, basically, and she made that. She also decided the colors basically to be green.
That's cool. I was about to ask like how the color combo come up, but that was all creative genius. That's
Yeah, I
cool.
think it was just her idea, basically. Um, Pretty much fun fact because we mentioned Final Fantasy 14.
Mm-hmm.
This is something I'm not gonna name which team and anything, but a team commissioned an team logo by hers. And she was also playing Final Fantasy 14 and is still playing Final Fantasy 14. And basically, she did a fan art of Final Fantasy 14 disguised as the team logo.
No way.
So the team logo literally just ran around with a fan artwork for Final Fantasy 14.
That is incredible. I love the
I
sneakiness
laughed
of
my
that.
ass off. It was so good. It was so good. And like the moment I realized as well, it was so fucking funny. But yeah, that's like how the logo of Dapple came to be, and just that it all came to be what it is today is just so weird for me, especially the point that it got recognized by Nintendo
Mm-hmm.
at this point where we ran the German championships um, qualifiers, and I won the German championship at the Gamescom basically. Um, because we got like hey, yeah, we're good people and stuff like that. And yeah,
That's such a cool flex.
and it literally all started with paddling. Like the thing is, it's still on topic because all started on paddling pool.
Yeah.
My tournament journey started with paddling pool, and that's my legacy basically.
Mm-hmm.
And the most important thing for me is also seeing the people play paddling pool. Like I've seen like paddling pool is a tournament which played every week. I've seen so many teams rise and fall.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the best example is Please Forfeit with Yoshel, Aloha, Zenith. You know them, I think.
Yes, yes. A lot of them are
Yeah,
now like competing for that top spot in the world,
exactly.
pretty much.
I remember them starting to play paddling pool, and I seeded them around 2090 and stuff. And this is one of the teams which I kind of placed higher in the seeds, like every 2 or 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And there was the moment where like placed them somewhere, and then I just heard, "Hey, they won!" Like, wait, they won the last one? Wait, what? Wait, where do I put them now? Wait, why did they won? Huh?
Why did they get good at the game? Well, hold on.
And like, yeah, they got better with the weeks going on, and I loved seeing that. And I'm sure it's not the first time I saw it. Like, and there's so many people. Like, what I really want to know, which is impossible to know, but what I really want to know is how many people, different people, have played paddling pool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did something. Oh, please tell me I still have it in the paddling pool server somewhere. When paddling pool first started, yes, the leaderboard is still there. I created a leaderboard with teams and players with like factors of how many tournaments they played in it and not.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm at the time of, or I don't know when it was. At the time of this where I stopped doing this, it should be. When should it be? I mean, there's still suspense in here. Aquila, Anxiety Sirens, Conroe likes that team. It's the captain of him. Is there any In Control? Splatoon was still around that time. Yeah. There were 276 teams and 806 players.
Wow. That's insane.
I mean, there might be some double when I fucked up, but yeah. And the person that is here on number 3 is the French player Para, which is still around to this day, if I'm not mistaken.
That's so cool that I just have the records of it, so you like keeping track. I mean, I feel like did that take a lot of time to have to set up?
Yep.
I imagine so.
It like this was the main thing that kept me like that was a really bad thing because it really took some time. That really took its time to do this, so we just stopped it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I thought about like me and Glacy thought about a point system, like with an basically called ENF, entrance number factor.
Mhm.
So place 1 gets 10 points, place 2 gets 9.3847. everything over 17 gets 1 point. Everything else to that point is like scaled down.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, depending on the number of teams who join per week, the above points will be multiplied by a factor. The calculation will be done like listed below. Place times E and F is weekly point. So if you got 10th, if you got first and got 10 points in a 15 teams tournament, you got 15 points and stuff like that.
Okay.
And that's how we did that basically. But yeah, it just over time, with more and more teams joining paddling pool, it was just too many of. Actually, I think I also have the winners of the old paddling pools there somewhere. Yeah, weekly ENF. Yeah, the week. Yeah, here's it. The first paddling pool. Suspense won it. Limitless got second. It was the EU team, and Typhoon got third. That's also an EU team. The last tournament I listed here was Paddling Pool 56. In Control won Paddling Pool 54. Bet, the NA team, won Paddling Pool 50.
Wow, that's crazy thinking about some of those team names too, like how like some of them are still kind of around to this day, or those players that were for those teams are still kind of around, and seeing what they've
Remember
done.
Ant? The NA player called Ant? They
Yes.
like a pickup of them won Paddling Pool 23.
Wow.
I mean, that's also something I like to say. Like everyone and their mother played in paddling pool. Like if you want to be a Splatoon competitive player, you have to have played in paddling pool.
Yeah, at least once.
I mean, there's also something which I took great importance of, because Sendu told me as Sendu.inc were created basically, and you could put tournaments on the calendar, that the winners of the teams at the calendar could be locked by Sendu.inc
Mhm.
and used as seeding.
Oh,
And
interesting.
we were at paddling pool 180 around that time
Mm.
when we moved to Sendu.inc. But I was like, okay, if this helps you, I'm gonna put in all paddling pools from 100. So I manually put in all paddling pools starting paddling pool 100. So if you go on Sender.inc
Mhm.
with the organization of Dapple Productions, you gonna have paddling pool, and the leaderboard of it is pretty much really, really accurate. For example, if I look at the leaderboards of paddling pool with my 2 places thirds, I am place 506 with just placing 2 times third. So there's a lot of people who are lower than me as well.
I was about to say, I have it pulled up here on Sunday. This is crazy seeing all of them put in here. Oh my gosh.
I took the time to put them all in because, like, I really wanted to.
Yeah.
It was important for me. I really wanted to put them in. And I just, yeah, used the time to do that. What else? Like, it's also funny if you look at the leaderboard of paddling pool. Phoenix is up front with over 50 points.
That's actually insane.
because he just plays them all and wins them all for some reason. It's just like the difference is just outstanding, really. It's so funny.
I love seeing the dedication though to playing in a tournament
Yeah,
like
it
that
is.
much
I
though. That's
really
so
like.
cool.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
I love seeing like back then all like the interesting team names too. Like a lot of them now are like just funny little silly names, but back then you had like normal for the most part team names.
Oh yeah, where you still had team names. Also, funny little Easter egg. Because I was the person who put insane amount of tournaments onto Sendo.inc.
Mhm.
What is it? Sendo. What was it? If I gonna go to like paddling pool, if I go to Squid Junction 55, if you type in sendo.inc/calendar/100, that's paddling pool 100.
No. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Radiance won it. It wasn't Alliance Rogue, it was Radiance. It was Kiva, Grey, Hypnos, and Obito.
Wow.
Yeah, so paddling pool like paddling pool 100 is in calendar/100. That's and it happened on 10th of February 2021. Of course, on a Wednesday.
As it should be.
Yeah, there were 44 teams in that time. God, takes me back.
Sometimes that's the fun part of it, just seeing like even back then the amount of teams that would enter compared to like nowadays. Sometimes you're having upwards of 50 plus depending on like the time of year too. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, basically, if you type in like calendar 103, 104, it's all the paddling pools I put in. When Sender.inc didn't have the automatic one yet,
Mhm.
so I took my time to put them all in just because, like, I wanted to.
Yeah.
I wanted to give all those people like I like when you have like so like looking at all old players, like I don't know what's a good example. Um, let's do Kiva. Let's do Kiva, for example. If you look at Kiva, Kiva, and you look at the results, basically, you see like all the tournaments, but in the end, you also see like Paddling Pool 100, Triton Cup 24, long before it actually existed. Like Sanity actually existed, they just put them all in, basically.
Yeah. Wow.
Like Simo, for example, is also, I think, a good example. Sadly not. I didn't go get far back. Yeah, okay, fair. Yeah, but you just can like go on random old players, look at their profiles, and just find like Paddling Pool 101 or stuff like that there.
Yeah.
And I really wanted that. Like I really wanted that. Like yeah, Brian, for example, Brian, the Dutch top player, has Paddling Pool 104 as a result, basically.
It's cool seeing
And
like how long ago a lot of these players that like some people know to this day, like that at some point in their Splatoon career, they played in the Paddling Pool.
yeah, good time. Also with the badges, with the paddling pool badge. I'm really proud of the paddling pool badge, by the way. Really like it.
Yeah, the badges
It
are
really,
really cool.
especially the paddling pool one is one of my favorite ones. Also just the amount of people that have a paddling pool badge is also quite insane. Like I can't even count how many those are.
There's so many people.
Like I think in like every good player like won this at least once. Like if I just look at this, is Kiva, Zeras, Shinex, Wetsby, Twig, um, Q, Chara. They all Genie won once as well. Um, Keen says good morning. Also someone you probably Madness. Also a lot of French players because padding pool is actually pretty famous with French players.
Mhm.
Timo won 4 times. Noctis won 6 times. Xenit and Yoshel won both 9 times. Yeah, everyone played paddling pool. Who are the people who's the person that won golden paddling pool the most? Max. Max won paddling pool, the golden paddling pool 4 times. The only one that won 4 times.
Surely someone's gonna have to come for that record now.
Uh, maybe.
And it can all start with Paddling Pool 300 on January 1st. Still incredible, like just the way that ended up working out. That's so cool.
It's so fucking funny. Like when I was counting when it was, I like double checked because I couldn't believe it. Like that's so fucking funny.
Like the first day of 2025, like that's gonna be that's such a like rare opportunity to have for a tournament.
Yes. Like I never thought that would like work out and like I never planned that of course.
Yeah.
It just so happens to be that way.
And whatever team ends up winning it is going to be starting off the year strong.
Yes. But yeah. I think that should be all.
Yeah, I mean, I know that's all I have. So again, if you'd like, again, this is your channel, but if you want to shout out anything you would like or mention anything, obviously the floor is all yours.
I mean, shoutouts would definitely go to Pinky for revolutionizing Dapple Productions. Also, a lot of shoutouts to Clacy for creating Paddling Pool with me and having it run for a long time. Um, all the others, all the other TOs of Paddling Pool, which is kind of funny. Paddling Pool always stayed in a friend circle of mine. Like I never gave it to a person I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was run by Het, it was run by Andromeda, it was run by Pinky in the past. Before I took it again and now run it with Haze together. Yeah, that's like the current TO. Haze does an amazing job running it. Georgian streaming it or Haze streaming it as well. They do an insane job. All the commentators taking their Wednesdays off, especially Pat, who usually does the second spot, Zari, who did the first block, usually. Insane shout outs and thanks to them. Um, we're gonna continue this. I love to continue this. Shoutouts to you for having me here and talking with me about this. And yeah, I think that's it.
As Pat said best, nothing is certain in life except for three things: death, taxes, and paddling pool.
Yes, exactly. And it never will go away.
It's earned its place, it stays forever.
Yes.
All right, well, if that's I believe, yeah, that's everything. Alice, I want to personally give you the biggest thank you for coming on and discussing paddling pool, its origin, your origin into Splatoon, and for hosts and doing all that you do, like being able to come up with the idea of a silly idea for Dapple Productions and it turning into this amazing organization that has so many alleys to go down is incredible. So truly thank you for putting this on.
Ah, no, 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 bros. It's cool. It's cool.
It's just another day in the office, you know.
Yeah.
Well, then with that being said, that's going to do it from us here at the Cactus Patch episode 24. I want to thank everyone for coming and tuning in, of course, for listening. And make sure you sign up for Paddling Pool 300 happening January 1st, 2025. Of course, we have two or three more paddling pools to get through before we hit that happening same time, same place every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.